Hey there, Cheryl here. I have a question for you, and it's safe to say I think it's happened to most of us. But have you ever had a crucial conversation that just hasn't gone your way? In other words, it could, of course, be at work, but it really could be at home as well. A conversation that maybe actually went sideways, or maybe it's just a conversation that you didn't have the impact that you want and deserve. And that definitely happened to someone I was working with. She was a chief human resource officer, and there was a meeting with the CEO and his staff, and she wanted to go third in the meeting. She always ended up going seventh, and half the time she didn't even get to speak because they ran out of time. And so the first time she talked to him, the answer was still no, because he said that she wasn't responsible for revenue generation, and it's just how it was supposed to be. And so I want to share a little bit how preparing your mindset, and also really how to prepare tactically prior to a crucial conversation, can help you to really have the impact that you want and deserve, not just for you, but it also probably affects a lot of other people as well. So in the case of the woman I was working with, if she didn't get to speak, then, she was the voice of the people for the company. So if she didn't get to speak, it affected a lot of people. So I want to share a couple strategies today of how you can optimize your mindset and prepare your mindset the same way that Olympian prepares before a race, before all crucial conversations. And this preparation needs to be made. And about 10,000 people that I speak to, either one-on-one or from a stage or from my subscription program, this preparation all up and down is not being done from the early stage folks that are, the first 5 years into their career, all the way up into the C-suite. So this mental preparation is vital so you can have the impact that you want and deserve. And in case you don't know me, my name is Sheryl. I am a certified high-performance coach, as well as an expert in mental toughness, best-selling author, speaker, and CEO and founder of the Zone Lab. So hang on to your seats, because I tend to talk fast and I want to be extremely respectful of your time. So we're going to pack a lot into the next few minutes. So what is the first tip to prepare your mindset? How do world-class performers prepare prior to going into any crucial conversation? Well, the first thing they do is that they have a buffer. In other words, they don't run from one thing to the other. If you were an Olympian preparing for an Olympic race, let's say the 400 meters, you wouldn't run from the dressing room and then just go run out and start your race. There's a lot of clear transitions and preparation. So I want to first invite you to have at least a 5 or 10 minute buffer prior to all crucial conversations. And so you can kind of quote unquote get into the zone. You can clear your mind of what you've previously come from, and also prepare your mind, laying the foundation, that really the good foundation, so you can prepare to go into your next conversation. And so what's one thing that you could do? This buffer, again, it only needs to be a couple minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. And if you don't even have that, even a couple minutes is better than nothing. But if you can just be still, be by yourself, I don't care if you need to go into the restroom, shut the door to your office, whatever you need to do, but just have this time and take some deep belly breaths. And if just listen to your breath. So it's just in through your nose, and then really force the air out your mouth and listen to your breath. This is just a way that you can get into the zone and clear your mind. It's kind of like clearing the slate, erasing a board, or what have you, because you want to make sure that you can plan going to this meeting. And it's really hard and difficult to plan for a crucial conversation if you're thinking about or worrying about other things. So the first step is to have a buffer. The second step is what I call ABC prep. So in other words, when you're going into any crucial conversation, you don't know what the other people or the other person, how they're going to react or what's going to happen. So it's incredibly important to be really prepared for this and think through in your mind maybe how the conversation could go. So what ABC prep is, maybe you'll get total buy-in. Okay, so that would be plan A. Plan B would be maybe people are on the fence. So maybe they understand where you're coming from, but you don't really have full buy-in. And then plan C would be you get total pushback. In other words, they are not buying into what you're saying. You get a flat out no, or you just pretty much get rejected. Okay, so it's important to plan for these and also plan for them in a way that removes the emotion. So for A, if you get buy-in, that's amazing. But one thing to keep in mind that if you're having a crucial conversation and you get buy-in, then you want to make sure, and you get a yes. In other words, you want to make sure to make them feel really good about it. So your job isn't done with the yes. So with plan A, you want to make sure that you might let them know what the benefit is for them, let them know how excited you are about it, and really commend them for giving you that yes. Give them some assurance that they've said yes, they've given their buy-in, and that they feel really good about it. So plan C is if people are on the fence, you want to make sure that you think about this in a non-emotional way. You're just pretty nonchalant about it in your mind, and you don't get worried. So you can stay really laser focused on what you need to do, what you have control over. And if you get plan C, you get total pushback, you get shut down, you get a no. So in terms of the woman that I was telling you about that I helped work through this, she at first got a flat out no. It was thanks for coming in, thanks for asking, but the answer is no, you cannot go third, you need to go seventh, and this is why. And so that can be incredibly frustrating, and it can make us angry. And I'm 100% empathetic, but when what we're really talking about here is having influence, really persuading people, and that does not happen from a place of anger, frustration. It happens from a place of compassion and curiosity. So if you get shut down, it's really important to really take the emotion out of it. You can do that by breathing. You can do that by really practicing. But it's important too to have what we call a high goodbye standard. So if you get plan C, you get shut down, think about in your mind how you will kind of save face in a sense, and also appreciate the time that they've spent with you. And then tell them something like, it looks like we're not seeing eye to eye. Let's pick up this conversation another time. Or thank you for reserving this time for me and being laser focused on our conversation. I know you're really busy. Let's plan another time to circle back. And at that time, then it's really important for you to get some more research or some more backup, or have an ally come in to help you out. So that is how you can really prepare your mindset by thinking in your mind how the conversation might go, plan A, plan B, or plan C. And then once you think through that in your mind, to remove the emotion from it, think about how you're going to react. And let me tell you what this does. What it does is, regardless of what happens in the interaction, you will have been there before. Just like an athlete prepares for an event, just like an athlete might go to a venue and they might see the venue and touch the venue and feel the venue, practice in the venue. We want to make sure that when you are preparing your mindset for a crucial conversation, that regardless of what happens, you have been there before. And this is important because if you get thrown a curveball and you're surprised and it creates a lot of emotion, maybe some fear or frustration, anxiety or worry or what have you, then it's going to really throw you off your A game. It's going to throw you off you being able to show up and be your absolute best. So I'm not sure if that's happened to you before when you've tried to have an important conversation, one that really matters, but then you throw emotion in and you can't react in a way that you know that you could, and you end up leaving that conversation thinking, oh, why didn't I say that? Or why didn't I do that? So by doing this ABC prep and removing the emotion from it and getting very tactical with it and planning it through in your mind how you want it to turn out. So in other words, thinking through in your mind, if I get total buy-in, great. I'm going to make them feel confident about their decision by doing this. If they're on the fence, this is what I'm going to say, and this is how I'm going to respond. If I get total pushback, this is how I'm going to stay calm, and this is how I'm going to circle back and come back with a high goodbye standard. Practice all those things, of course, physically, but also practice them very tactically in your mind. And then finally, this is so, so important. This is the third strategy to prepare your mindset prior to a crucial conversation. And what it is set intentions in your mind for what you have control over. So in other words, prior to going into a conversation, you want to think about in your mind, what are maybe, and keep this really simple, what are the 1 or 2 things that are most important for me to have my best performance? What are the 1 or 2 things that are most important for me to do in this crucial conversation or presentation or interaction, whatever it is? And it might be eye contact, stick to the facts. It might be breathe, focus on the numbers, or what have you. So you want to sit down and think through in your mind, what are your intentions, and set those intentions for the most important things you have control over. And again, keep it to just 1 or 2 things. 1 or 2 things, because it's gonna, a lot of times crucial conversations are very emotional. So you don't want to get your mind too cluttered with too many things. So keep it to 1 or 2 things. So let's just go back and talk about the example with the woman that I was working with, who's a chief human resource officer. So this is how it went for her. The next time she went back to talk to her CEO, she created a buffer. So she was really busy in the morning. The meeting was in the afternoon. So after lunch, she made sure that she had 10 to 15 minutes to kind of get in the zone, to breathe, to get her mindset really clear. That was her buffer. And then she went through an ABC prep. In other words, okay, how am I going to, react if I get a yes, if I on the fence, or if I get a clear no again? And she prepared for all 3 of those scenarios in her mindset, thought through how did she want it to turn out, okay? And then finally, she set an intention for her controllables. And for her controllables were to breathe, stay calm, and also focus on the facts. So the facts really were, the reason why she was going last is because she was being told that she was not directly responsible for revenue generation. But what the facts were is that actually she was responsible for revenue generation, especially based on her, hiring all of the high-level sales teams, and she just was. So we compiled, and we'll be talking about this next time, influence and persuasion mastery. So once you prepare your mindset, in future lives, we're going to talk about how to tactically structure these conversations. But what she did was, in preparing her mind, which is the third strategy, she set a clear intention for her controllables. The 2 things that she had control over that are most vital to her having the best performance she could when she was having the second meeting with her CEO. And for her, it was breathe, stay calm and clear, and it was focus on the facts. So she spoke with a lot of people, got some more research, got some numbers, got some really tactical, hard data together, why she was responsible for revenue generation. And the amazing thing is, now she goes third in that meeting. And I am like over the moon excited for her, because this was vital to her, because she was the voice of the people. And so, like I said in the beginning, I want you to think about, if you don't get your mindset weaponized prior to meetings and crucial conversations, of course it's not good for us, or it's not good for you, but then who else does it affect? In the case of this chief human resource officer, if she did not have a voice in the meeting, there were key things going on in the company, then the people of the company were not being heard. So there was a huge ripple effect. So I want you to step outside of yourself and think of the benefit that will happen if you can speak up and be heard and have that impact that you want and deserve, and also the consequences and the detriment if you don't understand these tools and these skills. So I want to commend you for taking a couple minutes out of your extremely busy day to learn how to prepare your mindset for crucial conversations. Here's to you being amazing. We're going to come on If you know me, if you've worked with me or heard me speak, you know that I love talking about this stuff. I love also talking not just about how to prepare your mindset for crucial conversations and in the near and in the long term, but also how to have influence, how to be highly persuasive, really how to master these things. So in future videos, we're going to be talking about some tips on how to do that as well, so you can speak up, be heard, unlock your next level of impact. So my name is Sheryl. I really want to commend you for all of the amazing things that you've already put into the world, and I'm cheering you on for that next level of success and joy. If you want some free tools, or if you want a worksheet on this ABC prep to help you prepare for your next crucial conversation, you could just go ahead and go over to my website, which is www.sherylkline.com. There's a lot of free resources there. I want to make this content real for you. I want to support you any way I can. So go ahead, hop on, get onto my list. You'll get some information every week, and I'll be sure to get that ABC prep worksheet out to you. So thanks so much for listening. Keep up the amazing work. I'm cheering you on here from San Francisco, California, and here's to your next level of success and joy. I look forward to seeing you next time.